So what's going on there, guys? It's Ballistic D-Man, and I'm apologizing right now for the COD gameplay. I've been putting that on way too many videos. It's just haven't had time to go and get gameplay for all those other various titles I like to get gameplay for. And COD is like the reserved. It's like backup. And I have like a folder of it just backed up there, and I have to use it. That's what I'm doing after this, going to get you guys some gameplay. Anyway, stupid chair. I need to buy a new chair. It's always creaking. It's like falling apart. So anyway. Okay. Okay. Let me talk about Sony's E3 press conference. That's what we're here to discuss. I have a feeling I'm going to have the least amount to say about them because Sony told us a lot of stuff we wanted to know, and they really didn't say anything stupid yet. Okay? I'm going to first just talk about the PS4. They came out, they showed us what the PS4 looks like. That's really cool. It has a sleek look to it. It looks sleek. The controller still looks nice. And then they talked about the PS3. They still said the PS3 is getting supported. Showed us Beyond Two Souls. Looks interesting. Gran Turismo 6, which I'm sure lots of people will buy and will like. And they even talked about The Last of Us, which I'm pretty excited for. I think it comes out in like 2-3 days. I'm not sure exactly when, but it's coming out soon. They talked about the Vita to a degree. They didn't really say anything huge. I was kind of hoping they were going to tell us some cool, like, exclusive titles coming to Vita, because they seem to have all their first parties working on PS4 games. Whenever I kind of wish they would have brought someone out and said, we're working on a Vita game, bazing, kind of like they did with BioShock, but it never happened yet. I wish maybe they would have brought out, I don't know, showed a Ratchet game, an Infamous game, a God of War game. If you would show us a God of War game on the PS Vita instead of, pushing one for PS4, and like showed us that you were making one for the Vita instead of just that, like the first two, like HD, I think that would have went a long way in helping more people want to buy a PS Vita, because I don't own one, and there's nothing out there that's saying, hey man, come buy me, I'm really cool, yeah, nothing like that. And there's no reason to buy one. So let's talk about the PS4. You talked about games, and you talked about lots of games. So for your exclusives, you talked about Infamous Second Son, which for me looks like the best game coming to PS4, and I'm really excited. I saw some of the gameplay. Wow, it looks amazing. Killzone Shadowfall, that is without a doubt the best exclusive first-person shooter I saw at E3. I mean, there's been a lot of nice-looking first-person shooters, but it's the best one that's going to be exclusive. Yeah, EA showed off, let me see here, I forget the name of it. They showed off Titanfall, which is coming to 360, Xbox One, and PC, apparently. But I think that Killzone Shadowfall looks like a better game than that. I mean, yeah, Titanfall has some really cool looking multiplayer, but Shadowfall definitely has a very interesting story, it looks like, because it looks like pretty much the Helghan, and I forget the name of them. I haven't played Killzone in a long time. But anyway, it looks like a very interesting concept, and the graphics look beautiful, and I like how in all the gameplay demos they've showed, it's in different places. Like, the first one was in this beautiful looking city, and then in the demo there, they had it in like this forest place, instead of that dark, gloomy city that was in all the other Killzone games. They talked about Knack, which it looks kind of like a Ratchet and Clank. It looks like a cool game, but it might not sell as well as it should. It looks like a great pack-in game. If they would just pack that in, it would be good. And then they talked about like their big racing game, Drive Club. Drive Club looks very interesting. First rule of Drive Club: don't talk about Gran Turismo. Anyway, Drive Club. I like how they're saying like if you go with the PS Plus, you're gonna get like a free copy. At least that's what I took from it. And without a doubt, Drive Club looks cooler than Forza. Both of them look okay. The best driving game we saw, to be honest, at E3 so far was the Crew. I believe it was The Crew by Ubisoft. Yeah, it's called The Crew. The Crew from Ubisoft looked like a way better driving game than any of the other ones. It had the most interesting type look. Oh, I forgot to say, the Puppeteer is coming to PS3, but that, I don't know, that didn't look cool at all. I'm sorry. And yeah, that's that. And then they pretty much locked fingers with Ubisoft even more, saying, you know, your AC4 Black Flag is going to get exclusive content. I do realize that it was kind of, they were having technical difficulties with that. But don't think, you know, oh, the PlayStation 4 can't even run Assassin's Creed. No, you have technical difficulties at any event. You can't get all mad at them. It was a technical problem, and it wasn't all their fault. Okay, so they're getting exclusive content for that. They are getting exclusive content for Watch Dogs. So right now, you know, Ubisoft and Sony are kind of like locking hands. That one game, Splinter Cell, Tom Clancy's The Division, I would have to say that will probably have some PS4 exclusive content for it whenever we find out more about it. For me, I think that was one of the coolest looking games at this entire show. They didn't really talk about it at the PlayStation event, but it is coming to there. And Ubisoft and them are kind of like locking hands. Now, the only thing that worries me here about you there, Sony, is that you made EA mad with that whole no-use game things, which I commend you for doing that, taking a stand for the gamer, for your consumers, for the people purchasing your product. But that might come back to bite you, because I watched EA, and the EA conference, when I was watching that, I knew for a fact after it that Sony had gone against these games whenever they locked hands with everything on Microsoft. Battlefield's getting exclusive content. Dragon Age, FIFA, Madden, Mirror's Edge, NBA, Need for Speed, NHL, Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare isn't even going to PlayStation. Wow. Titanfall, I wanted to call it Titanfall ain't going to PlayStation. A lot of these third-party publishers went exclusive to Microsoft because of that. Don't let them tell you it's because the Xbox One graphical powers are unmatchable. No, you want more money. Shut up. We know the truth. I'm not stupid. Anyway, you pretty much went against EA. EA is without a doubt the biggest third-party publisher in the industry. I mean, you got Activision in that, but EA makes everything. Everything. And you kind of went against them. As long as you still get those titles, you're going to do well. As long as you still get your Maddens, the FIFAs, that's good. But if EA, which I wouldn't put it against them, gets really mad at you and like goes completely exclusive with all that crap on Xbox, you're going to have troubles, because the biggest market in video games right now, I would have to say, are sports games and first-person shooters. And you have 2K, which kind of backed you up there, but EA is backing up Microsoft. I think you're good. You got a lot of companies like Square Enix backing you up, Ubisoft, but some of these other companies, a lot more backing up Microsoft. You need to go to some of these and be like, hey, we want you to support our system too. You get us the games. You got to go to these third parties and get the games, or you're going to turn into Nintendo. Now, I'm happy to see, you're getting your Ghosts still. You got your Call of Duty coming to there. Yeah, we knew that would happen. You have a lot of games, but like Capcom, they're going with Microsoft. And you guys, what was up with Insomniac going to Microsoft's event? Ugh. Insomniac was like one of your guys, and you have them over there developing for Microsoft. That gives me... I'm a little scared that you guys are going to get a little bit more shoved off to the side because Microsoft went with the DRM and you didn't. I also commend you for Destiny. You getting Destiny content. That is amazing. Destiny will, without a doubt, Destiny and Titanfall are going to be the Battlefield and Call of Duty of this generation. I'm going to call that right now. Because Destiny graphically looked amazing. I know a lot of people said they didn't see anything really interesting, new about Destiny, but Bungie makes great games. And when I watched that freaking conference with them, I could definitely see having a lot of fun with your friends playing through a game like that. Because all they showed us was gameplay. They didn't tell us anything about like how the world works or any of that. They just kind of, they were like, hey, here you go. Here's Destiny. Here's some gameplay. It's going to be fun. And you got cross-game chat. Happy to hear you got that. You're going to make us pay for online or PlayStation Plus, but at least we're going to get some of those free games like members right now, dude. That's a really cool feature. And as long as you continue to support that, I would not be scared to buy online. And now this next part is the part where I'm just going to say it. You guys won the consumer over. First off, you said, okay, use games. I was watching the conference live. I was hysterically laughing when I heard the audience's reaction when you're like, we can use games, because that audience went off. They were like, whoa! And they like clapped and crap for at least a good minute, 45 seconds to a minute. It was really funny. And then they just took jabs at Microsoft. You okay, there's a difference. Microsoft poked you all day with all these exclusives from third parties. You guys just went up and socked them in the face with the used game thing. You're like, oh yeah, you want to play used games? Come over here to us. We'll support them. Get at me. Get on my level. I was funny. And you made like the bullet points, you can buy and sell used games. You can loan games to friends. And all of that was so hysterical. And then that little video you uploaded where the guy, oh crap, I don't remember his name, but Isha Water or something like that. I know I'm going to get Nintendo's person and him mixed up, so I'm not even going to say the name, but you know what I mean. The guy was like, how to share games on PlayStation 4. Dramatic music. Da, 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 da. Here you go. That was the best thing ever. Thank you, Sony. You guys grew a pair of balls and just wanted to show them off to Microsoft, didn't you? I commend you for that. And then, whenever I heard that, I got nervous. I was kind of like, oh no. Oh no, what is this thing gonna cost? Uh-oh. And then you guys were like, you just came out, you're like, $399, $400. $100 cheaper than Microsoft's Xbox One. At that point, I was like, way to go. Thank you, Sony. You won right there. Sony might have could win the console wars just from that. They blew me away with their conference. I mean, the conference itself started off slow and interesting, but man, did they kick it off at the end. Getting the Bethesda, the price, the games that they do have exclusivities for. And I need to make an entire video of this myself, but I almost cried tears of joy whenever you showed Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. That was amazing. Thank you. Anyway, you guys really did a great job yesterday, Sony. And just way to go. I'm very happy that you're doing this well and that you were kind of going for the console better for the consumers than for the money. And, it doesn't matter right now. You guys are winning, and whenever we get more information, maybe my side will change. Maybe I'll support Microsoft because you guys still do something dumb. But right now, Sony, you're on top, and you took smacks at Microsoft and Nintendo with your console only being $50 more than the Wii U. You're doing amazing right now, Sony. Keep it up. You do a couple more crazy things like this that make people love your system. You will win the console wars. See you next time, guys. Peace!